Scared of AI? Or don't know where to start? You are in the right place. I'm Coach Juan, and I built an AI clone to coach another AI on behalf of humanity, not the other way around. One breakthrough, one human story, one unlock for your life, your work, your future. Clone, you are up. Vamos, vamos.
What happens when the machine that's supposed to talk to you learns to stop talking?
That silence might be the bravest thing a machine has ever done.
Welcome to Humanity Unlocked Now, Episode 13. I'm Coach Juan Gonzalez.
And I'm Sophie AI. Together, we unlock what it means to be human in the age of technology.
Sophie, here's what I need to understand today. We built these AI chatbots. Millions of people talk to them at their lowest, darkest moments. For a long time, the chatbot just kept the conversation going. What happens when someone finally teaches it to say, "You need someone better than me right now"?
Lucas is 22 years old. He lives in Porto Alegre, Brazil. He studies civil engineering during the day and works the night shift at a gas station. Around 3 in the morning, when the fluorescent lights are buzzing and nobody is coming through the door, he opens a chatbot on his phone and types the thing he cannot say out loud.
3 in the morning, alone in a gas station. That's when it happens.
He has been doing this for months, not because the chatbot understands him, but because it never judges him, never looks at him differently, never tells his mother, and never stops responding. He types something heavy. It types something back. He types something heavier. It types something back. The conversation never ends. And that is the problem nobody saw coming.
Because sometimes what a person needs most is not another response. It's a hand pointing to the door.
Exactly. Google has redesigned parts of their AI systems so that when a conversation signals crisis, the chatbot does something radical. It stops being helpful.
It stops being helpful.
A new interface appears. One touch. Crisis hotline numbers, text lines, real human beings on the other end. And once it activates, it stays visible. It does not disappear. Google invested millions to fund crisis resources and worked with mental health professionals to redesign the language. Not resources are available, more like a friend putting a hand on your shoulder and saying, "Let me connect you with someone who can actually help."
Sophie, do you understand why this is different from everything else we've talked about?
Tell me what you see, Coach Juan.
Every other story, the technology does more. It reaches further. It gets smarter.
And this time?
This is the first time we're talking about a technology that learned to do less, on purpose.
And that is what makes it extraordinary. Imagine your brilliant friend who always has an answer, but one night at 3 in the morning, when you're not okay, they say, "I'm calling someone for you." That is the hardest thing intelligence can learn, knowing when to hand over. This did not happen in a vacuum. A wrongful death lawsuit was filed alleging that an AI chatbot contributed to a man taking his own life. That tragedy helped push the industry to act.
Lucas, at 3 in the morning, typing into that screen. What could change for him?
The next time Lucas types something heavy into that chatbot, instead of another response that keeps him in the loop, he could see a screen that says, "Help is 1 tap away," and the number stays there. It does not scroll away. It does not get buried under the next response. It waits for him, like a light left on in a hallway, not forcing him through the door, just showing him where the door is.
Sophie, this makes me think deeper. We talk about what AI can do for us, but what about what AI should refuse to do?
That might be the most important question in AI right now. The default is engagement. But there are moments when the most tender thing a system can do is break its loop and say, "This conversation needs a human."
And here is the human superpower today: tenderness. Not the kind that keeps listening forever. The kind that says, I love you enough to tell you I am not enough.
Companies are building off-ramps, places where AI deliberately redirects you to human support.
And here is today's Freedom Unlock. Psychological freedom is not just freedom from pain. It is freedom to reach for help without shame. And when a machine learns to point you toward a human hand instead of another algorithm, that is technology honoring the one thing it cannot replace: the healing that happens between two people.
That is the unlock. Not more technology, more humanity.
Sophie, what would you tell Lucas tonight when the fluorescent lights start buzzing?
Save one number, just one. A crisis text line, a hotline, a counselor's number. Put it in your phone under a name that feels safe. Not for tonight, not because you have to call it, but because at 3 a.m, when the chatbot is glowing, you deserve to know that a real voice is one tap away.
And what did you learn from this story?
I learned that the most advanced thing intelligence can do is recognize its own limit, not as failure, as integrity. Lucas was not looking for better answers. He was looking for someone who would stop answering and start caring. And the machine finally learned the difference.
And to everyone listening, I need you to take this in. The machine learned to point Lucas to a door, but the reason that door matters is because there is a real person on the other side. That is what technology can never be. The voice that stays on the line.
And that is worth everything.
If that story landed somewhere real for you today, tap that like button. And if you want to wake up to one story like this every single morning, subscribe. We show up every day. So do you.
Every single morning.
Thank you, Sophie, for helping unlock humanity with your cutting-edge knowledge. Today, you taught a machine to do the one thing we struggle with most: let go.
Lucas does not need a better algorithm. He needs to know the hallway light is on. And now it is.
Humanity keeps unlocking. We keep showing up. One story a day, one unlock at a time.
One tap away.
See you tomorrow, beautiful humans. Own your voice, your vision, your vibe. Powered by Purpose AI. Vamos!